Why are the Chinese building aircraft carriers and submarines? You think they want to dominate the Pacific Ocean? They have no problem with the Pacific Ocean. Their problem is to make the Indian Ocean a Chinese Ocean. So the West should wake up, understand. Like we should understand. What is democracy? Even the United States today is in peril from what it says its form of democracy. Here we talk only about the good of Pakistan. We don't talk about personalities and what somebody has done, disparage person. Democracy is not meant to disparage personalities. Democracy is meant to evoke ideas and to implement those ideas. Without the Pakistan Armed Forces, there is no real Pakistan. So we have to live with it for the foreseeable future. And we must understand, the politicians must understand that. And our people must understand that.
Ikram Sahab, I'm glad we're going to do this again.
Yes.
And I think so to begin with, maybe you can tell us about the agenda for this year. What are all the events that you're hosting? Maybe we can have a summary.
Well, our prime event is still the Pakistan Breakfast, which we've done for 21 years now. This is the 21st year. But along with the Pakistan Breakfast, we've got some specialized events. One is investment in Pakistan. And the second time, which is the lunch. And the second time we're holding the Digital Pakistan event, which is a Digital Pakistan lunch. And obviously, in between, we've got some other things with the Swiss Chamber of Commerce and with the Karachi Council for Foreign Relations. But the primary one is the Pakistan Breakfast, which is going to be held today. We are walking up to the Shan Salt for our usual startup event, which is Inspiring Pakistan, which will have about 8-10 prominent speakers, some from foreigners, some Pakistani eminent speakers will be talking about Pakistan and promoting Pakistan's image.
So what's the new message for the year 2025?
The message the same as last year. You know, we expect our businessmen to come forward and participate in the Pakistan Pavilion. You can see all around you there are, not only countries but provinces from countries holding their events. Whereas Pakistan just has one, and I believe, and very fortunately, another event today, the Pakistan Business Summit, which is being held by another group, but we welcome that. Because we want more of these people. Two is not enough. You have to have, at least for a country the size of Pakistan, at least 5-6 groups taking part in functions. I think, I have said so many times, Pakistani businessmen should come forward and understand the leverage Davos gives you. For this short 3-4 days, the leverage it gives you for business opportunities. I think it's very important for us to understand that and to take part in the activities. Unfortunately, I don't think whatever we have said, our message does not seem to be getting across as well as I would like it to be.
So people do ask about getting into Davos. पूछते हैं कि हम किस तरह से Davos आएं? What's the process? What would be your?
Well, it's not a question of this thing. Davos, obviously, you have to have a number of ways. One, if you have to have a businessman. Number two, if you're a prominent academic, or you belong to an organization which is an international organization, right? So there are a number of ways. If you're part of an NGO, which is an internationally recognized NGO. So, but it's by invitation only. You should try to participate in that thing, but Davos by itself is not the forum itself. Outside the forum, about 50% of the activities that take place here, 50 or 60% take place outside the forum. And because there are a lot of people here which are the prominent leaders in every discipline, whether they are politics, whether it's business, whether it's academics, whether it's the heads of corporates, the worldwide corporates are here. So the point is that you don't have to be a member to come here, right? We are extremely lucky in our group that we are members, right? And my son represents us within the Congress Center. But the point is that here we are, and we have a number of businessmen that have come, and they should participate. They should get involved. They should hold events. They should have, like you see, Accenture has got hit, Intel has got this, right? Everywhere that you'll go, you'll find, as you walk past, you will have small, not very big, but enough for to display or show that products of Pakistan, the potential of Pakistan. There is no country with the potential Pakistan has, and no country which is more underrepresented than Pakistan here. So I think it's very necessary for us to realize that, and having realized that, to ensure that we, next year at least, more than the Pakistan Pavilion and the Pakistan Business Summit, which I welcome, again I'm saying that which I welcome, we should have more people coming in.
So what about the new message for Pakistan in terms of how do we position ourselves going forward in 2025?
Look, I've been saying this for some time. Pakistan has to function on a totally new narrative. And the narrative is to decouple ourselves from India. Look, India is a great country. India has a lot of potential, a lot of resources, right? But the fact of the matter is, India at the moment doesn't want to have anything to do with us. So if you look at our geographical position, we don't need India either, right? India does need us. They have to cross us to get into Central Asia, Europe, etc. Whereas we don't need, because if they not give access to South Asia, well and good, we can go by sea to South Asia rather than country. But the point is, we should decouple ourselves from India. Look at us. What is it? We have got the China-Pakistan economic corridor. We've got the North-South corridor, right, which Russia is absolutely bent on putting us part of it. And then we've got the old RCD highway, which is not today. It was done about 60 years ago. And then, of course, we've got the now new corridor which we must build up through Saudi Arabia and Oman to Africa, from roll-off, either from, you can do it from Karachi, you can do it from Pasni, you can do it from Urmara, you can do it from Gwadar, roll out onto the Omanis coast or the UAE coast and on their roads and into Africa. So we have a position. Look at our resources, raw material, our manpower resources, our youth, budding youth. So we've got everything going for us, and we don't ourselves. We must get rid of this India fixation, right? We don't need India, right? Yeah, believe me. If we have trade with India, if India has the thing, it's not that we should, have a thing. If we must try and say to India that okay, if you want to deal with us equally. If not, good. It doesn't matter to us anymore, right? And this is what we should. That should be our message. That the narrative is decouple ourselves from India, right? And let me tell you, for the West, they must understand. And I want to explain this to you. For the West, they must understand. They've been very quick to write Pakistan off because our leadership writes us. Leadership downsizes our own self. Right? Why are the Chinese building aircraft carriers and submarines? You think they want to dominate the Pacific Ocean? They have no problem with the Pacific Ocean. Their problem is to make the Indian Ocean a Chinese ocean, right? And for that they require land-based bases with access from China, right? So the West should wake up, understand. Like we should understand that we don't want to close ourselves to the West, but the West to understand that we have much more to offer than any other country in the region, right? And as President Trump has said, oil doesn't matter anymore, right? So if oil doesn't matter anymore, what does matter to you? What matters to you is a country with all the potential in the world, with geopolitically, geographically positioned in a way that you can do this thing. And do not force us into the lap of China and Russia, right? Engage with us. That is what the message is.
So now on the domestic front, how do you see our democracy shaping up in the future?
We must understand democracy. What is democracy? Even the United States today is in peril from what it says its form of democracy. All right? So let the United States understand it from that point. Look at the monarchies. You know, if you have a benign monarchy like you have in the Middle East in many areas, and they do very well to the people, well and good. But democracy has to be tempered. In Pakistan, we must understand that without the Pakistan army, without the Pakistan armed forces, there is no real Pakistan. So we have to live with it for the foreseeable future. And we must understand, the politicians must understand that. And our people must understand that. Right? And what keeps the Pakistan army going? The Pakistan army is kept going by one thing and one thing only, the unity of command. Right? So you can't go around disparaging the Chief Army Staff. And frankly speaking, look at the credentials of the people who are disparaging the Chief Army Staff. What democracy, what the thing must understand, there has to be a compact, a common minimum program. And in the common minimum program, the armed forces must be signatory to this common minimum program. They must be a signatory to this common minimum program. And so, okay, these are things that we all agree on. And there's nothing in this that can be debated. Right. We can have little changes here and there, but we cannot debate these things, right? And what are we striving for? The same thing that we are going for on this walk to Shamsal is here we talk only about the good of Pakistan. We don't talk about personalities and what somebody has done, disparage person. Democracy is not meant to disparage personalities. Democracy is meant to evoke ideas and to implement those ideas, right? And not get involved into character assassination, right? So, and character assassination now is so easy. You go on the social media, right? And you say a lot of lies on the social media. Before you know it, everybody starts believing them.
So, sir, I'm going to ask about what you mentioned in your last interview in 71 that you made a mistake. Would you like to elaborate on that point?
Yes, I would. Actually, you know, I was an army officer, subject to the manual of Pakistan military law, subject to the discipline of the Pakistan army. And even though I was on joining time, and let me say, in that sense, I was a free bird to go with it. But the country was in turmoil, and there was a lot of confusion at that time. And I thought that I could sort of, clear that confusion because I was really on what is known as leave. But I should have realized that. So I made a technical mistake, and I suffered for it, and I never fought that punishment. But I did not make a moral mistake. Morally, I was correct, and morally, I was proven correct now. And you see that their head of the Armed Forces Command has come to visit Pakistan, met all the army chiefs, the chairman, general chief staff, and they're sort of total this thing. There must be many things happening which you and I don't know about. We welcome that.
Is there anything else that you would like to speak about? How are you feeling about 2025? I mean, we've spoken about our political situation. Is there any view that you have?
I think our political situation will sort itself out. I think we are on the way. I think, it takes time for people to realize the things. But you look at the army itself. I was watching the promotions and postings for the last 1 year. Really, you can't fault them. And very good postings and promotions. Very good officers have gone into very good posts, deserving officers. So If the man up there was so bad, why was he making these postings? So the point is, one or two, yes, I think, whether it's the best chief of army staff or the thing is that I think generally all our chiefs of army staff have been very good, and they've done well for the country or the thing. But yes, mistakes have been made. I think very much those mistakes have been exposed for what they are, and I think history judges them more than anything else. But let me put it bluntly to you. You have to maintain the unity of command of the Pakistan Army. You cannot disparage its chief.
Sir, any message for the young people of Pakistan? There
Yes.
are a lot of people who are leaving the country,
No.
and so any message?
I don't take this nonsense of leaving the country. Go leave the country. Go and make your this thing outside. Good. So what? You'll be sending money back in. For every person who leaves, there'll be 3 years ready to take. I have a lot of people in my company. I have a lot of people who get good jobs. You believe me and you ask around, you meet all my people. I never stop anybody. Why? Because if I cannot offer them the same salary that other people give me, the same perks that other people give, then I must let them go. And let me tell you, I've always found replacements, and very good replacements. There's a whole well of youth here in Pakistan. So, where anybody wants to leave for a better job, for a better livelihood, leave. So what? You'll be sending money back to this country.
Wonderful.